Well, welcome back, friends. You know, all hour long, we've been helping people with kids get ready for summertime. We've shared some indoor and outdoor activities, as well as some summer snacks to make for your kids ahead of work. And now we're going to talk about something here in our LCMC Health Wellness Lounge that our next guest is really seeing very prominently in her practice: teen loneliness. Joining now for a conversation about this topic is Dr. Megan Campbell. She's a child and adolescent psychiatrist with Manning Family Children's. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And this is so interesting because, you know, summertime, yay, exciting time, right? People get to relax a little bit. But in your practice, like I mentioned, you're seeing more teens say that they're lonely, which is so surprising to me because, let's be honest, teens are on their phones more than they're talking to parents, right? So they're like, they're talking to everybody but me. How can they be lonely? But you say it's an emotional loneliness. Tell me about that.
That's right. It feels a little ironic, right? Because people are constantly connected, but it's really the quality of these connections that matter the most, right? So are we able to have the in-depth relationship that we might have with friends face-to-face as opposed to someone we may be online chatting with or gaming with or something like that?
Absolutely. And listen, that can be out there on social media. We're not saying that there are not spaces for that, but nothing is like the face-to-face connection, the real in-person connection. There's something about that you cannot just create online. And I'm so curious for parents out there who are looking at their kids, they're looking at their teens right now and wondering, oh my goodness, is my child feeling lonely and they're not telling me about it? What are some of those signs they need to be on the lookout for?
You know, it's tough because a lot of times teens won't verbalize the word loneliness. They may have a hard time identifying it in that way, right? But a lot of times some of those symptoms of depression and anxiety kind of creep out. So expressing things that are consistent with low self-esteem, like nobody likes me, I don't have friends, I'm so bored, I have nobody to hang out with, or I only have people through the internet to hang out with, right? And other signs of anxiety, maybe irritability or clinginess or increased tantrums for little children or just increased moodiness for older kids, social withdrawal, actually, which also feels a little ironic because if I'm lonely, why not put myself out there more? But I think it feeds into those aspects of self-esteem that become a slippery slope.
And that's what's so interesting to me because as we head into the summertime, when people are not in school, they will not have that social atmosphere that's already there because you're going to school with others. What can parents do to help if their teen is feeling lonely?
Well, some of the most important things we can do are check in with our child and make sure they know we're available, we're interested, we want to interact with our kid. Help to create spaces that are screen-free, right? Like, nobody's saying our kids aren't going to be on screens.
They will be.
They will be, right? But are we having fun? Do we have an outing? Are there other opportunities that we have, either planned or ideally unplanned, where we can have unstructured time to just chat or have a common activity, right?
And it's so important you say language. People, when they say things like, you'll be fine, that's not necessarily something you want to be telling your child if they're experiencing loneliness. What should we be saying?
It's hard to find the right words and know in the moment what to say, right? But what we want to do is we want to create a space that can help kids to open up those lines of connection, right? So encouraging a child to open up may look like asking them questions and validating their emotional experience. So a lot of times as parents, we want to fix it, which of course we do. We don't like to see our children distressed, but don't rush to fix it. Ask them questions like, tell me more, or a simple validating statement like, that sounds hard. Those emotions sound really tough. I remember when I have felt that way, and I had a hard time with it too. Tell me about how you're dealing with it. Or when do you feel that way? When do you feel that way most?
Spoken like a true psychiatrist. I think that is so great. And you know, there are some other ways that parents can cope beyond just conversations, right? Instead of getting on the screens, physical activity, right? Having those conversations, like we mentioned, so important. Creating activities like drawing, music, writing, finding an outlet that works for them personally really can help a child this summer if they're dealing with loneliness. What do you think is the root cause of this? Is it that children and teens are too tied to their screens? Is it because parents are not communicating enough with their parents? Communicating enough with their children, rather?
All of the above, right? Because it's not a single factor, it's multifactorial. So we really need to address it from multiple angles, right? Is my time over structured, right? Like if we only have extremely structured play or sports activities or something like that, where's my time for just, you know, chewing the cud or discussing things, right? Or time to open up. As a parent, it goes both ways. Am I on my screen too much?
Modeling
You know?
is so important, and that's why it's so important that we have these conversations ahead of the summertime, because while the parents rather are at work, the kids may be feeling lonely. So ask those questions. Doctor, thank you so much for being here. Good luck this summer too as a mom yourself, and everybody. If you have more questions about loneliness in teens, log on to manningchildrens.org. They have a lot of great resources there.